All right, I realize I may not be the voice you necessarily want to hear for a health and wellness segment for KVRR Connections, but I promise you I have some really great tips for you. Joining us this morning is an organization ahead of Giving Hearts Day that I feel like maybe doesn't get the love and the attention that it needs to because it's a difficult transition, talking about hospice care, talking about end-of-life issues. But these folks, they can make it a lot easier for a family in a very difficult time. And joining us this morning to talk about it, Megan Widmer with Hospice of the... Tell me
it's
again.
Okay.
Because you rebranded within the last few months, and I'm still kind of getting used to it.
No, everyone is still getting used to it. We are HI Health and HI Hospice, and we have a line of family members in our plethora of what we do and how we serve people, which is why part of the reasons why we transitioned from Hospice of the Red River Valley, which is what you were getting at.
Yes.
And we were Hospice of the Red River Valley for over 40 years. So it's not easy to get used to the tongue, but we are still the same organization.
So let's talk a little bit about that organization, because until your family is in the middle of it, and you might not be processing everything that you probably will want to think about then, because it is a very jarring situation to be in that moment where the doctor sits you down, the healthcare provider sits you down and go, it's time to start thinking about the end of this person's life. Mm-hmm. A lot of people aren't aware of what you guys can do for a family. Let's walk them through it.
Yeah, it's all about comfort care. So we're there to provide comfort and care for not only the patient, but for the family as well, to help them understand that process of what the end might look like. And hospice doesn't necessarily always mean the end of life. Yep. It's increasing the quality of a person's life. Mm-hmm. They're not saying that because we're stopping curative treatment that this is the end. They're wanting to live life to their fullest.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's such an incredibly tricky conversation to have too for so many families, right? Yeah. Because when you're looking at somebody who you love, who is gravely ill, and most of your patients are struggling with significant diagnoses, it's hard to have that kind of like, what are we doing that's making their life better conversation? Mm-hmm. Like, is this too much? How do you guys help?
Oh yeah, we make sure that they're just, like I said, comfortable. Mm-hmm. And as far as the family and how the family understands this process, we have a line of physicians and nurses and LPNs and CNAs and social workers. Mm-hmm. And then we also have grief specialists and bereavement specialists that talk to the family. Pre-bereavement is huge. It's to prepare and to help them understand what is going on, and then to walk them through those very first without their loved ones. So we actually provide grief and bereavement services to families, not only of patients that we have served, but to anyone in the community, and at no charge, and it's for up to 13 months after the passing of their loved one.
So really that first year where everything is sort of brand new and unfamiliar, mm-hmm. and maybe you haven't ever lost anybody that you really, really love, and you really don't know how your grief response is going to look.
Yeah, it's going to be different for everyone, and so we have unique, specialized people that handle that with care and compassion.
So in terms of the services that you guys provide, I know that some of what you do is not just hooking people up with folks who are specialists in the whole process of illness and losing someone, but also putting you in touch with other folks in the community who might be experiencing the same thing, right?
Yeah. Can you elaborate just a little bit?
So my understanding is that you guys kind of create like a support system for families. Is that right?
Oh, yeah. We continue the care beyond just the hospice patient that we're serving. Mm-hmm. And we also provide, we have a service called House Calls, so HIA House Calls, and where we'll go to rural communities where patients might not be able to access healthcare that they need. And that is so crucial. And that's one of the biggest reasons why donations are crucial to our organization, because we serve 60 counties mm-hmm. over North Dakota and northwestern Minnesota, and we wouldn't be able to do that without donations.
Right, because so much of what you're trying to deal with when somebody is this gravely ill is trying to make them comfortable, and that sometimes means keeping them in their home rather than a facility, right?
Oh, absolutely. And home can be a number of things for people. We've served people in a nursing home, in wherever they might call home, homeless, mm-hmm. If they don't have a place to call home, that is where we go to serve them. So wherever they may be, that's where we'll go to serve.
Kind of easing a tricky transition. Mm-hmm. Awesome. All right, Megan Widmer with Hospice, thank you so much for being here. We'll have all the information for you guys on what you can learn and how you can get involved, how you can help, why you might want to consider making donations for Giving Hearts Day. That'll be on our website after the show. And we're going to come back and take another look at that weather right after the break.